ISF, World Esports.
ISF.
Dota 2, Mobile Legends, PUBG Mobile, CS2, CS2 Woman, eFootball Series, Mobile Legends Bang Bang Woman.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome back to Nigeria Esports Road to Riyadh. Glad you all could join us here tonight for another set of beautiful gameplays that we have for you all this evening. This is day number 7 of the group stage fixtures, and the teams hopefully are gonna put up a very fantastic gameplay. All three matches, best of one as usual. So before we jump in, let's take a quick look at the fixtures that we have for tonight, please. Oasis will finish up the night. These are the current standings now for the group stages. Not yet completed. We still have one more day to go, but yes, Izanami Nokami and Oasis have already sealed their position qualifying for the upper bracket. Then today we're gonna see some more matches from Group B and Group C as well, and then there's Group D will complete theirs later on. So yeah, these matches are gonna be very interesting, especially the ones in Group D. In Group B, Alpha Zeros taking on ruining Kenshi. So Kenshin's are at the bottom of the table, After's at the top. They're looking to end the group stage in high fashion, 3 wins possibly, or Ruin Kenshi can try and pull up a comeback and get at least one win in. It's possible, anything is possible in Mobile Legends, right? And then Izanagi Alphas versus Outwit Esports. Once again, the last match of the day that we have is this one. Outwit Esports, sorry, Darkstars Esports versus Oasis D2. Yeah, all right. So those are the fixtures that we have for the in Group C. Okay, I don't think we have any Group C matches tonight. Not yet. Ah, yes, we do. Dark Stars Esports versus Oasis D2. Dark Stars, another team looking to grab one more win before we head on into the upper brackets there. They already have the spots in second place, but Oasis D2, sorry, Dark Vanishers will give them a bit of a tough time if they're able to get their second win as well. And then deciding who will move up is where the problem will be. But let's just see how it goes on first. Once again, the daily schedule, if you guys missed it, best of one all games. Roaring Kenshin versus Alpha Zeros, Oasis D2 versus Darksas Esports, and Izanagi Alpha versus Outwit Esports. Those are the fixtures. Yes. You know, before we dive in, once again, a brief recap of the match we saw yesterday, day 6. Fake was taken, lost terribly to El Cartel. There's no hiding it. There's no trying to keep down the volume. We have to allow it because that defeat was nothing short of utter decimation from El Cartel. Then Izanami Nokami also went on to take out Zodiac, and then Shadow Raiders too finished off the game against Oasis, but they lost, giving the win to Oasis and then moving them up by one. Right? Without further ado, if the teams are ready, we can head on into the draft phase of game number 1, Ronin Kenshin versus Alpha Zeros.
See value in me?
You should.
So here we are on the left. We've got Ronin Kenshi banning out Fredrin. While Alpha Zeros are going to be taking out Barat in the first slots, normal bans. Aurora ban. That should be the first time we've seen an Aurora ban in the group stage. So even after that revamp, a lot of people were scared of her initially, but
And not a single
after
worthy
playing a
foe.
lot, you realize that she offers a lot really in team fights. She's like a second reincarnation of Eve,
It's
your
time
boy,
to go to the
with
Arati
some more,
fun.
and then her new passive, free win kill.
Hoot hoot. Horology is my craft.
Lilia third
Sticky is my
ban
name.
for Ronin Kenshi. Alpha Zeros, they don't want to deal with Diggy, they don't want to deal with Martis, so they take those two off. First choice now. What do Ronin have to pick for us?
I, Minotaur, will finish off what was left undone.
Always on the way.
That Mathilda pick was so swift.
I didn't cure the pain.
It's like Alpha Zeros already
heart
have what they want to execute in mind here. Taking that Mathilda and Valentina. Ronin have to be careful not to pick heroes that to, make them suffer in the hands of Valentina.
Do you want to make friends with Nana?
Nana might seem harmless, but she still poses a significant level of threat. Molina is not something to play with. She can easily turn 3 people into walking dolls. Ixia, good marksman choice there.
Overwhelming
But just how
force
viable
is
she
the only
Leslie.
thing the Enders understand.
Not bad. Are they looking to make pickoffs? The ban is always going to be there.
My blood boils until the day I die.
We don't have much to say about the Barman ban because it's neither good nor bad. Because in the right lineup, Barman can be a threat. Probably looking at a jungle ban, a Tiroth ban, go the wrong way.
Light me up and watch the
team
world
is banning.
burn!
Xbox was left working twice yesterday. And
It
wasn't exactly the reason, but then he contributed to a net win from the two teams that played him. Dark Stars and sorry, not Dark Stars. Oasis and Izanami, as I recall.
Let them come. They will only make my blade sharper.
And they come and explain. Are we really gonna see Leomord though? It's been a long time since Leomord was nerfed hard
Valor and
about a
royalty
season
in a
ago.
dead body.
And that's what it will be. So Leomord jungle, Hades now left to choose what he's going to play with this lineup that Ronin have tossed at them. Is he actually going to go Mage jungle though? Hovering over that Cyclops. It's possible, it's doable. Not exactly sure this is the perfect lineup for such a hero because Cyclops mobility is quite mobile with the skill 2 speed increase. But
I can defuse all the bombs or die trying.
so it's Cyclops decided Karma going on lately for more mobility against Excel. Well, she is mobile, but she's more of a single target hero. And well, that will help when you're making ganks, individual ganks and pickoffs. Because most of the heroes that they've picked are targeted in that direction, apart from Valentina, who will probably take more of Benedetta or Ixia or even Minato's ultimate. There's an open window here for a lot of play. We just have to keep an open mind. Presentation is equally very important there. RK versus AC. At all, this is gonna be a hot one. So we're in. About zeros anyways, like I've said before, they're a team that know how to capitalize on enemy mistakes and push on through with those type of mistakes. So if RK seem to have, make any small mistakes, it will just be more of an advantage for Alpha Zeros. We might have to change those team names later on, but just for context, it's Rurouni Kenshin versus Alpha Zeros. We already have First Blood. First Blood on Ixia on the gold lane. Good start. And I mean, it's just a slow start to the game, right? Nothing to really. Solid draft. Yes, they have a good draft, but they're gonna have to deal with that Valentina and her. Won't really be easy to handle. Leo Mod looking for an engage. Now, he ulted though, but was there anything to be worried about? No, not really. Got out of that situation. Oh wait, never mind, he got picked off. But yes, Leslie will work. Against 16, Leslie does very, very well. She's one of those marksmen that will really give your opponent a tough time. There's only a handful of marksmen that can really stress her. One of them being Brody, in my personal opinion. Look at Exa once again sent back to base. Well, Valentina copying Minato's odds, preparing for any possible team fights. You can head over to bot lane now and watch Under Torres game fight will happen. Team fights. 2 kills there. Alpha Zero really strong already. 5 kills in 3 minutes. Now looking to invade. Leo Mod might be in some trouble. It's Leo Mod. Oh, Minator went in. I checked with the flicker, but what? Damn. That was a bit of a late reply from Luma, but we were able to take down Hades. Looking Paquito giving Benedetta a bit of a tough time on the XP lane. You might be expecting a gank on bot lane. They've got Valentina and Mathilda already making rotations. There's a ult from Leslie. Minotaur will tank that as though it's nothing. Ixia though is gonna get dove on. Here's engage from Leomord. Mathilda can't really make up her mind whether she wants to recall or not, but never mind, she'll still provide an assist or two. It's all from Ixia, able to take Mathilda down. Ixia will get punished for that. Pack going in looking for some damage onto Leo just before the second turn of the game. Well, Leslie's damage too, considering that's a tank. In the mid lane, going engage. Nana couldn't escape from that, not even with a passive. Benedetta's coming in. Can she make anything happen with the Petrify combo? Takes down Cyclops. Leslie didn't even decide to get a boot. Just straight up running in for those damage items. Look at that. She's about to take down Ixia once again. Turtle number 2 in the hands of Alpha Zero. Limon now is looking to force and engage. You're gonna go in with the fight Ixia with the ult. So much going on this map here. Hades will be happy to get a kill on Limod. The Minotaur 2 will go down. If this is Hades trolling, then just imagine when he's actually being serious. Top of the table meets bottom of the table. Well, there's only one way it can end. They're on top for a reason. Look at that, Paquito with the flicker engage. But he just couldn't step out of that turret damage in time. Well, Leomord decided to do something actually. Can they kill Mathilda? Yes. And one shot from this Leslie will be enough to seal the deal, chasing down with the sprint now. Couldn't finish up the job, but nice damage. Berserker Fury and Battle, just those 2 items, and she's already done. Look at that tank, yo. Ever since they made changes to create items, removing Scarlet Phantom, Leslie players now have just opted for full damage, and I guess that has something to do with her passive. Every amount of penetration is converted to, is it converted to crit or just raw damage? This Paquito though might be in some trouble. Leomord's gonna go in with the engage, but it takes him at least 2 characters before he's off. But Leslie's still fighting. It was possible to get a maniac though, but Nana and Minotaur aren't having it. Oh no, hold on. Still no turrets touched against outposts. Taking huge control. Huge control of the map. It's lowered up though, but Easy don't want to get onto it yet. We just wait for the enhanced load. I feel that going in close to Leomod. Minotaur might be looking for something. Results from Cyclops onto Nana, but that just brings out her passive. Legendary Leslie. Hicks is gone. Leomod as well. There might not be any need for Lord. They could just end the game from here out with those minions. Oh, never mind. The damage from turrets still remains. What all we really have left now is the inhibitors. The inhibitors. Me no know what be. Me no know to be. Well, this game isn't exactly easy for Minotaur, really. Leslie maintaining impeccable positioning. Yeah, he's definitely having the time of his life. Heavy defense. Matilda is gonna force the engage, but I think she will get taken down there. Yeah, that was far too deep. Oh, Leomod goes in looking for something. Excel with the follow-up. Can she kill Cyclops? No. Oh, Leslie's damage. And she still killed Minotaur though. The hunt for this man and his horse didn't last long, but he really tried to escape. A few more seconds and we'll have the enhanced Lord. Leslie just got her Seal Bird. So slight source of attack speed, but increased damage and anti-heal, anti-life steal. So here's a big fight. Minotaur's gone. Exia still wasn't safe on her turret from that Leslie's powerful shot. So why you take that gun away from Leslie before she begins to one-shot the entire. Just look at that. Leomod didn't stand a chance. And Leslie now still chasing, going with that turret. Your fountain can't even. Yo, what is this? Even under the fountain, the healing spring of the fountain, and she still got one-shotted. Hacks? You want to call that hacks? Because that is insane. Minotaur was still able to take someone down before he died. Alpha Zero is really just toying around. I don't know why they have multiple chances to end. There's no saving this. Even Benedetta with everything on the arcade still couldn't survive damage. 19 kills to 5. 1905 KDA. Minato, last man standing before any assistance can come. And just look at 2 shots from Leslie, and that was enough to take this less than half HP. That is enough to end the game. This is still a good performance from Arcade, though. I'd give that to them. There were a lot of mistakes made. A lot of engagements that Minato had that just weren't followed up from the rest of the team. And even if they followed up, it would just have ended in a very, very bad fashion. They didn't have the game early on. That's just the sad part. But still, I think they put up a very, very good fight. It's not exactly the best 6-shot gameplay, but it's alright. Leslie, damage output insane. Rapid boots for mobility. It is what it is. GG's to Alpha Zero. So they've gotten their 3rd win, ending on high fashion here, Alpha Zeros. Yeah, Leslie's damage absolutely insane. Winners aren't Raijukis. Yeah, small technical errors. We apologize for the mistake, but yeah, Alpha Zeros with the win. Anyway, while we'll get set up for game number 2, Dark Stars Esports versus Oasis D2, we'll take a brief break. Be right back. Stay with us and don't go anywhere. All right, everybody. Thank you for staying with us, and we are back. Game one. Good gameplay, good draft from both teams, good execution, but Alpha Zeros had the upper hand, obviously, and well, they just executed what they had a lot better. Those players, especially Valentina, made it really hard for Ronin Kenshi to actually do much of anything because it's literally the same ultimates, right? It made very, very good engages, very, very good engages, but the rest of the team were a bit slacking off, and then the follow up too was a bit difficult. But it happens in games like this, one team has to come out tops, and Alpha Zeros did it in good fashion, right? So let's get on into game number 2. Darkstars Esports versus Oasis D2. What are our expectations from this gameplay? We know DS have one win and one loss. The loss to RNK, unfortunately. Now, Oasis D2 have no wins at all, so we're looking at probably another massacre here. But it's possible that Oasis D2 might get their first win here tonight, so let's not write them off yet. And if we are prepared, we can jump right into the draft phase of game number 2, Darkstars Esports versus Oasis D2. Let's get into it.
Your team is banning.
Alright, here we are. So draft number 1. Darkstars Esports has Ahmed J. So you're expecting a Hanzo ban from Oasis. There's a Valir ban from Darkstars. Lilia, how did we forget Lilia ban? You don't want to give her to Don Dipsy there. That's just a war. Duzalo yet to make up his mind. Well, it's still a team, decision either way. So it just doesn't rely on one player, but the whole team contemplating and analyzing what are we gonna take off. Who does Oasis have that we need to be worried about? Might be a Martis ban, possibly, or even Diggy too. Diggy won't be a bad ban. Yeah,
You should.
Fredrin. It's unfortunate that there's some heroes that haven't gotten any screen time in this tournament, really. They're actually quite OP, in my opinion. Talking about some mages. Oasis are aware of what happened last time as Esports had Xborg. They didn't really end well. That was one game that gave them the victory they needed.
Horology is my craft. Diggy is my name.
There's the Diggy ban.
Time to drop the beat of the
Before we conclude the first half of the draft, we're gonna ban out Joy. And with Minato open. Minato first pick. Minato first pick.
We'll finish off what was left undone.
Okay. Oh, Vixana. Sure, no problem. We might actually have that Vexana pick, and she won't really be bad here. Because one of those mages that can disrupt a lot of engages is actually Vexana. The terror from skill 1. Pardon me if I misplaced the skill.
Find a way, even when all is forlorn.
That's the second Mathilda gameplay of the evening, guys. But we did see how well she worked for Alpha Zeros in the first game. Oh no, you did not just do that. Oasis did not just do that. He left Hanzo for Ahmed J. That's a mistake actually, but Hanzo in himself, right, is not that much of a big scary assassin because he has a lot of counters. On ESP lane, you can just go Yuzhong, fly to where his body is hiding, and end it. Assassins, you can look for Link, Hayabusa. These high mobile assassins that can just quickly get to his main body. But then don't forget that playing with a team means you'll at least have one person camping that body and just waiting, depending on how they want to gank, right? So if they're just looking to gank gold lane, they can just keep like the mage there, just stay there. Anybody comes in, pop. But Mage on Hanzo is something to really, really be worried about. Only a few teams can handle his chaos. Let alone now bringing in some immobile heroes. But the Bharati jungle isn't bad either. It's not exactly bad. He can tank a lot of damage while still protecting his team and dishing out some too. Moskov. So now we're just looking at predominantly marksman bans. I won't be surprised if there's another marksman ban here from Oasis. Probably. Which other marksman can be a threat now? Maybe Nathan, maybe Brody, Clint, to mention a few. I only know 2 active Uranus players, Sir Green and Disciple. Okay, none of them are here. Unless, of course, I'm missing something. Please correct me. Unless, of course, I'm missing something. But a Uranus ban is... There's Yuzhong, there's Terizla. These are some of the most used EXP heroes. And by now, Uranus is not exactly something that deep. If they pick Uranus, they can still... Oasis can, go Esmeralda for the counter. But Carry is also there. Carry, another good marksman that can be banned or picked either ways because the draft has been done. We got Brody banned as the final one for Dark Stars. We need a marksman now, and it's going to be Clint. Standard choice. Quite mobile. Irithil. I actually like Irithil. Her mobility is wonderful. One of the only, if not the only marksman that can actually attack while moving, actively moving. Hold on a minute there. Thamos. This game just makes Thamos look like one of those sideboard characters that can easily be just killed. 1-1. I've seen a lot of 1-1 in this tournament. It will be good for a first time. McLeod has had his field shining very, very well. Those MPL tournaments will tell you that Cloud is the best marksman for gold lane, sorry. Somebody said Layla? Well, picking Layla is not... Right now, I won't even frown on that kind of idea. Because based on what the enemy lineup has, funny enough, Layla will actually fit into the lineup that Oasis are throwing at them. Of course, you'll have to be careful about Yuzhong, or she will actually fit because there's really not any hero that can swiftly get to her in the backline where she's protected by Thamos and Minato. And then there's Terizla. So that's it for the drafts. These are what the teams have decided to pick, what they decide to execute. Cloud Vengeance. 4 flickers from Oasis. DS solid, very, very solid. And what's left? It's unfortunate that this is just best of one, because imagine a lot of these games could actually be played differently if it was like best of three. Teams learning from previous mistakes, making changes to drafts. Some results might still be inevitable, but it's good. But yeah, we'll still have the playoffs coming up. Those now will include best of threes. That's where the action will happen. That's where you see a lot of twists and turns, comebacks, and still a lot of devouring. Some teams might go on 2-0, some teams might go 2-1. But all in all, the playoffs is where it's gonna be at.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them.
Don't deep see this whole Reaper on Loyi. I didn't even notice when he went Loyi. That's a good mage in this lineup. Teresla versus Thamus is one fight that you can't really place a bet on. Teresla is tanky, yes, but you see Thamus, that man has a huge amount of damage output. Oh, Barrett's got his red buff now. Didn't really commit for the first lethal. Another thing about Hanzo is just how fast he can clear the jungle, make fast rotations. And then quick ganks. Maybe expecting a gank on gold lane now. Oh, really didn't commit for it. Who is he looking for? No, it's too far. Toronto spawning in about 10 seconds. That should be the formation of the first major team fight in this match. No, Barrett's really doesn't hit it yet. Just going, settling with blue buff, warming up. Well, Hanzo isn't going to give him a chance to do that. I want to force him to use the retry. Hanzo used his retry to keep Barrett away from buff. But that's just leaving this sort of free of charge. Are we going to have a fight here? Tamos is popping the ult, popping the vengeance. Matilda trying to keep Hanzo away. Just as secures total for his team. Now Thanos might be in some trouble. And that is the first blood. Oh, Barat's found Hanzo. But can he get away in time? So total and 1 kill. Looking good for Aces D2. Farming not too far away from each other, very close. Oh, don't deep sea. Almost had that actually. Not all still there. He's already at level 4. Hanzo looks like he wants to get picked off. That's a lot of ultimates coming onto one character. He will get taken. That was what you call a manhunt. He went looking for Hanzo. Another thing is actually how fun Cloud can be to play. He might look like he doesn't have, huge damage output, but Cloud is actually very, very useful. He's that marksman that you can play while having fun. And can still be very, very impactful in team fights. But we've got a fight going on here now. Hanzo looking to come out for revenge. Minotaur coupled with the ults. Martila's gonna go down first. Penalty zone from Terizla. That won't keep him alive long enough. With 2 players off, might be a free turtle for Hanzo. It's not always about camping. Time you waste camping, your counterparts will just be using it to farm. And if you now camp without getting anything out of that camping, it just becomes useless. Teleport straight back. Oh, Matilda now is just the only heroes that should actually camp for any reason are like the roamers. The ones that don't exactly need to farm. Or what do we have here? Clint is about to get taken down. That teleport was much needed. But can they actually kill him though? So close. So close. Oh, Matilda's down. Cloud does have the mirror to teleport away and gets punished. Terizla, after losing his bottom lane to Thamus, went mid, was able to take down one, and now he's assisting his team on top side. Hanzo's body getting pulled towards him. Xana's gone though. Thamus might want to be careful with that push he's on. Now that was good use of his ultimate. Matilda used hers to just get out of a dire situation. Thamus would have eaten her alive there. Hanzo's looking to force an engage, posing for Vexana. And he capitalized? Yes, he can. She's off. Still a lot going on. Look at Thamus now, forcing Tesla to use a dead penalty zone across the wall. Top lane, we might have something going on there. Barat and Clint trying to force Cloud away. Mid lane turret is down. Now this is what you call a hot match. He came in a little bit late. Cloud's going in full time with Vengeance as well. One thing though, I don't think Vengeance was the best spell for Cloud in this lineup, this matchup. Vexana once again being the focus of attention from Hanzo. Cloud might have been better with something like Aegis or Purify. Because the Vengeance, yeah, it's still useful, but that you want to take when you're dealing with heroes or opponent marksman that has high attack speed, like Moskov, Melissa, Ixia to a certain degree. Oh, there's Minoan Rage from Minotaur forcing out the fight. Baras goes down. Hanzo on that turret. Gets to be safely. Oh, Clint. Where did that even happen? At all. Dark Stars are really spreading out this map, going in all angles. Terizla now is about to get cornered. Well, with his passive save him. Yeah, that does the job. So he's still safe and sound. Hanzo doesn't look like he'll be ulting anytime, so never mind. There's a flicker plus the death penalty zone to get out of a tough spot. Vexana's coming in with a mighty guardian. Fight breaks out. Tesla's down. That's what I was saying. When you don't leave Hanzo open for Ahmed J. You just don't. And with that player off the map, Dark Stars want to quickly take Lodge, make an advantageous push. Vexana escaping there. You know your Roma is good when he can make engages without dying. 007 KDA. Quick look at damage stats and the items. Only the inhibitor standing and the god isn't even here yet. But Oasis can defend. Yeah, they definitely can defend this. This lord will be easy and fast to take down. The problem will come in if he actually touches one of those turrets. Because the minute one goes, the enhanced lord that will spawn in 12 minutes, at the 12-minute mark, will just make it that much harder to defend. You've got Hanzo going in, forced out the penalty zone from Terizla. Like I said, you can defend this one. Oh, Minotaur took some massive damage, forced out the flicker. But he has a huge amount of heal. That's what Flask of Oasis can do. Ahmed J goes back in the fight. Clint is gone. Good focus from Cloud. Killing the spree now for Luya. She takes down Barat. It's only a 2-man defense. Never mind, a 1-man defense. They don't need the enhanced lord. They don't need the enhanced lord. Cloud's a massive attack speed will just be enough to end this game. Ladies and gents, GBG's Dark Stars Esports.
Victory!
GG's to Dark Stars Esports, guys. Nothing much to be said. Like, you know, this doesn't actually feel fair because I feel like Minato deserves the MVP there. It's not easy to maintain 0-0 and 10 KDA, 10 kill participation out of 13, but still prop up to Hanzo. Like I said it earlier, you don't leave Hanzo for Ahmed J if you're not going to be able to pick his counters. And from the moment Oasis picked, you know, heroes that weren't very, very mobile, Vexana, Terizla, Barat, it was all over. But they still tried nonetheless. Like, you have to appreciate the effort. GG's either ways to both teams. Congratulations to Dark Stars Esports for adding 1 to their tally. That's what we're gonna have for game number 2. So once again, very break, and we'll be right back for game number 3, the final match of the evening. Outreach Esports versus Izanagi Alpha. Stay with us and we'll be back. All right, everybody, going now into the last match for Group B. Outwit Esports versus Izanagi. So Outwit Esports and Izanagi, these two teams have 1 win and 1 loss each, and whoever wins this match, this very crucial match, will get to move up into the upper brackets there, the higher part of the playoffs, and it's going to be a very important match alongside Alpha Zeros, who just secured their 3rd win in the first match tonight against Ruin Kenshi. The previous match as well, Dark Stars Esports versus Oasis, saw that team move up as well. So basically, well, Oasis D2 took their final L. Unfortunately, couldn't get to win any single match here tonight. And then Dark Stars Esports ended in a bit of a high fashion, 2 wins and 1 loss. Nothing too serious there, right? But it is what it is. So, final game of the night, Outwit Esports versus Izanagi Alpha. Let's jump right into the draft phase.
Your team is banned.
Oui, essa bolsa desse é totalmente financiada.
Alright, so here we are. This match, very important. Very important. Currently on the table, Outwit Esports are sitting higher than Izanagi Alphas. Due to stat differences, not in the number of wins or losses, due to stat differences. But whoever wins this game now gets to join Alpha Zeros in the upper half of the bracket, moving on, to the good part. Bharat and Digiban.
Diggy is my name.
Your team is banning.
Firm is banned. Very questionable, but not too bad either. Not bad either. I wanted to say that the Bharat's ban might not have been very important, but Aizen is a very unpredictable jungler. Of course, he loves playing assassins, yes, but depending on the lineup that Izanagi wants to pull off here, he can still try and swipe out that Bharat and play it. Yuzhong is gonna be the ESP laner that's banned. So at least you know that your gold laner and mage can breathe easily. At least not have to worry about one massive flying dragon coming in from nowhere.
Your team is picking.
Outwit Esports saw what Granger did in Izanagi's last match against Alpha Zeros.
Even when all is forlorn.
Even though they didn't win, they still made sure Alpha Zeros felt that pain. So banning him out now to just give them a safe spot. Vexana pick, first pick once again.
I didn't cure the pain. I harness it.
Valentina's done so well, really. I think I can say, for all my knowledge serves, that she has about 100% win rate in every match that she's been picked in. Minotaur, on the other hand, has been picked a lot, but probably about 50% win rates. Some teams have been able to use his kit up to maximize their victory, but Valentina should be one of those heroes with high win rates this tournament.
When the body suffers,
Your team
the
is
spirit
banning.
blooms.
Everybody following the meta. We've got Anarido,
Your team
Benedetta at EXP, buying out Phobius. That's a very smart ban, actually. That's a very, very smart ban. Ixia pick.
See value
Now,
in
Last
low.
Ixia wasn't good.
Amanhã,
This one,
You
hopefully,
should.
amanhã,
will be different. This game is very, very crucial. So every pick, every draft
3,000
matters.
worlds.
Frederick
And
ban.
not a single worthy foe.
não, isso.
Always on the way.
Your team is picking.
Matilda ban for the final one, the final slot there. Juju. Juju's favorite Roman hero to play is Sacha Minato, but I think in this match we might see a possible Tiger pick. There's still room for a lot of tanks or Rome heroes to play. Tiger might be okay here. Tiger is open. Maybe Estes, maybe Tiger might actually fit in here. Tiger hasn't even been picked and Sarah's already changed the spell. The fear of Tiger is the beginning of wisdom. Johnson though.
I am Yoshi is not just
Leader
a
of the
robots. It is who we are.
But why do I feel as if Tiger might have been a lot better here? That's only have play style. Skill 2. Oh actually no, that's literally the best player, yeah? Skill 2, fatal links to as much enemies as you can and then plop them to a spot. And then Tiger though has this small bit of element of surprise there. Conceal, alt flicker, and then still push them back. I mean the ball almost the same thing, almost very, very similar, yeah. Whichever one works.
A punch for a punch. I tolerate no invaders.
Your team is picking.
Hayabusa Jungle and Pakito EXP. Leaving Eisen now to the side. What is he going to play in the jungle there? Scrolling through his favorite assassins, Lancelot, Ling. Both of them have crowd control immunity though, so they really won't be much of a threat for this Hayabusa. Or Hayabusa won't be much of a threat to them. Or the way he's keeping his hands on this Lancelot, it might just be Lancelot gameplay, some Kyrie dashes and movements. Looking very, very possible. Or we're gonna have Lance.
Starlight of Pisces shines on my sword.
Yes, it will be. No argument there. Lancelot Jungle. It's a very, very good pick actually into this Hayabusa Jungle. Even though he's not the main focus. Yeah, I see a lot of you are excited about assassin gameplays. This will be a very, very good match indeed. So that concludes the draft. That concludes the draft. Good evening to you too, to all of you. Alto Esports is an Alpha. The battle for second position. The battle for who will join Alpha Zeros in the upper bracket. Between Oasis and Rurouni Kenshi, Oasis didn't play against Rurouni Kenshi. Oasis played against Darkstars Esports with DS getting the win, while Rurouni Kenshi lost to Alpha Zeros in the first match.
Welcome to Mobile Legends. 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash
On
them.
to the gameplay.
All troops deployed.
Key heroes to look out for now in this game is probably going to be the two assassins, right? because there's a lot that he can do. So it's been a request for a pause. We'll take that and we'll be right back.
Wait, that bit.
All right, we're back. If both teams don't bring their A game, that's the problem. We have to be very, very careful. Haya is going to cook, Lancelot is going to cook, but let's see whose dish will taste better. So Paquito already going head to head against Benedetta on that EXP lane. Can we take a look at that action? Those two fighters are just not relenting. Game barely 1 minute in and they're already at about 70% HP. So back on mid lane, we might have an engage here, forcing out the Purify from Vexana. Hayabusa means. So Ninja, yes, Ninja. Look at that, Valentina almost took down Vexana. That has to be one of the sweetest recoil effects. Are we gonna have a gank now? Hayabusa just didn't wait long enough, or rather the outplay from Ashura was fast. Quickly flickered as soon as Haya came on him. And if you're not careful with Hayabusa, Lancelot can easily cancel Haya's ultimate, so that's why I'd say in this case Lancelot is better than Hayabusa. Exactly. So that would not be a game of patience. But we've got Benedetta though, drawing first blood on Vexana. Danny now might be next to go down. He's looking the wrong way, if you ask me. He's doing a lot, but he's only taking shots now from his Valentina with Vexana's ultimate. So first turtle, easily secured by Lancelot there. Because might be forced to retreat there, no mana. And Loki is already on gold lane. Just waiting for Hayabusa to finish up with the red buff and then probably rotate in this direction. So we can be expecting another Ixia ban, but still looking at this AXP lane here where Anna Reed seems to be taking a lot of damage from Paquito. And Let's head on out to bottom side. There's Minotaur in position, good vision there. Atlas is going in. There's a fatal link now onto Cloud, but he can quickly reposition. Minotaur might be in some trouble, gets taken down by Aizen. Hayabusa is going back in. Shadow Yogi, just when things were about to get heated. Just when things were about to get heated, we need to have seen a replay of that engage. The two tanks went down. Yeah, those were the two tanks that went down. So let's wait for the pause to expire and then we'll get back into it. Right back where we left off. I absolutely love how these two explainers are going against each other. Oh, there's a petrified combo from Benetta. Can she get the kill? Yes, she does. Well played. Meanwhile, Gold Lane saw how Minato got picked up there. Benetta taking down for revenge arc there from higher. Cloud is off as well. And this just might be the first turret to go down. We've got 4 heroes focusing on one turret. What's that shield? That outer turret shield won't be able to hold out long enough. Atlas, good vision there. Waited patiently for Yabusa. He came back in. See Minotaur going with Flicker engage. There's a follow-up now. Lancelot forced to use the dash and get into a safe spot. Atlas is off. Still dealing damage with the Shadow. Yuki goes back in, finishes on Ixia. Oh, Lancelot didn't stay alive long enough. Highly doubt there'll be a contest for that turtle, but GG's on that team fight. Izanagi Alphas are looking good. 2k gold lead. Bene couldn't stand a chance. At one point, Benetta wins another level, Makito wins. It's definitely something to look forward to. Atlas coming in. Swift movements from Cloud. Turrets taking down in total 1 on either side, EXP and gold. Against Izanagi and Outwit respectively. With Izanagi's ult, Izanagi's turret standing just almost 1%. Lancelot there went looking for Lance in a lot of trouble. went now from Cloud, popped up together with Sprint. Oh, Ixia is getting fed. Definitely love that attention to prioritization of items there. Went to now Wind of Nature. Sorry, item is as of Wind of Nature. Second item most likely. Third. But we take a quick look at the builds. Yes. Yeah, the second item made after the Croatian Skies, just to hold a safer ground against Hayabusa. And with that turtle secure, we're gonna have a fight coming out. Vexana brings out the Mighty Guardian. Miss Benetta now has an open window to rotate and join team fights as much as she can. That will prove very, very useful actually, especially against Cloud and Vex. But she'll still have to at least try and push up on that top lane. Izanagis were able to take down the mid lane. Oh, he is cooking, but it's still not looking very, very good for them. 3k gold lead in favor of Izanagi Alpha. Atlas looking for an opportunity, waiting for Vexana to pop Purify, which he has already. Fatal links onto two targets. Lancelot will be there to finally execute them. Paquito under the tower, looking for Exia, just wasn't fast enough. So that was a 1-for-2 trade-off in that team fight. Too bad for Pickles there, he couldn't survive. And once again, Izanagi looking for an opportunity to push, which they will take very, very fast. Cloud just got his Demon Hunter sword. Man, expecting some good fast HP drop in there on whoever he targets. Vexana ain't not scared of going in full time. Took Minato's ultimate. Maybe expecting a fight on this team fight. Yes, we are. Killing spree for Aizen. Venetta's going in, try to land the petrify combo. She might be in trouble yet, but safe and sound. Definitely the team is really holding it back. Hayabusa is going in, trying to find an opportunity, get some damage out. Able to steal the Lord Ninja for the win. Let him cook, guys. Let him cook. Yes, Ixa one more time. Wait for the ultimate as well. But Ninja did a very, very good job there. He was able to get that turtle, get that Lord. But that was just too unfortunate. Ashura though, showing us a different level of marksman gameplay, patience, sidesteppings. Oh no, this Hayabusa is good. I'll give him that. He is very, very good. One or two mistakes being made there costing him his life, but when you're talking about focusing on objectives, he's really doing that very, very well. The only problem is that Izanagi Alpha are just a team that know how to capitalize, know when to engage, disengage. And that's what's keeping them up right now. Outwit Esports just need to step up their gameplay and they might actually be able to pull a comeback. But right now, Izanagis are gradually getting to cruise control. They already have the gold advantage, 4k gold lead. Sorry, 6k gold lead. There's been a petrified combo, catches Vexana off guard, but that was too deep. She gets taken. I thought Lancelot was going to pull up a Kyrie there and catch Vexana under the tower, but really not much to worry about. Valentina went looking for Cloud, forced him to bring out the turret, the mirror image. So that was an unfortunate loss of the Lord. His Anagi Alphas will have to wait 1 more minute, but at least they'll get their hands on the enhanced Lodge. They can pay more attention to it and secure it to go a long way in ending this game fast. But don't worry, the fans of Altitude Esports can still hold on to hope. Aizen and Ninja are almost at the same level, even though Aizen is... Well, Aizen is definitely higher anyway, 627 KDA with 8k farm. Currently, the highest farmed hero is Ixia, 8k, 8700. Hayabusa is still functionally trying to maintain a balance level between him and Lancelot. So anyone he catches in a 1v1 situation will still prove very, very troublesome. But he can't really do much. Valentina and Atlas 2 tanking, Valentina is sticking close to her characters. Ixia with Wind of Nature, Benedetta with the damage immune. Hayabusa just has to time everything right. Minato might go in with an engage. Atlas is looking for something. Minato's gonna go down first. Lancelot might be in trouble here. Oh yes, he is. Fatal links now from Atlas. Cloud is off. Hayabusa's like, oh, Hayabusa got taken. If this is a wipeout, they might just be able to end without needing the Lord. Issa is still gonna try and take it though. Hence, Izanagi Alpha getting the Lord without the help of the jungler, but 1 more second until Minato returns, so that will just be the first line of defense. But through Benedetta, you feel like you might be able to go 1v5, but that was before her nerf, when her damage was still massive. Before they damaged the Alecto Final Blade. Before they nerfed it, rather. Lord going down mid lane, but nobody to push with it. I doubt that inhibitor will fall though. Oh no, never mind, it did. Guarded helmet on Atlas now. Vex Valentina once again. The only ult that has copied throughout this entire match is Minato's Minone range. Not range. Is that what it's even called? Nah, I'm mistaking something. Minato's ultimate is all she needs to... They're waiting position, 2 tanks doing their due diligence, vision. Very, very important. Still have to wait about 1 more minute before the next Lord will be up, the Evolved Lord. For Ninja's team, Mathilda, yeah, maybe. I'll still say Ninja is doing an okay job. Making some mistakes here, I believe maybe just the tension. Because they're really fighting for something very, very important here. You need 2 assassins. Where do you see 2? Oh, Makito is also an assassin. Atlas is going in looking for somebody. That was a waste of an ultimate. Yeah, he's paying attention to focus a lot on his Cloud now, looking for X at the back there, forcing out the Wind of Nature from her. Hayabusa still has his ultimate. He's going to be good to use it on Bene. Can he get a double kill on Ixia, yes, that's a double kill. This is the mistake now that Outwit Esports needed Izanagi Alphas to make. And now they're gonna force a chase. Vexana's gonna go, Valentina's gonna go down. Will that be a maniac? It won't be. That would be a very, very long fight to take. A very, very long. There was no need for that, really, on the sides of Izanagi Alpha. But I said it before that it just takes one mistake for Outwit Esports to capitalize, and now they have done that. Now they've done that. Although they're going to need more than that anyway, because Benega is coming in soon, so will Ixia and Lancelot, and you can only push as far to the inhibitors, nothing more. And when the Lord comes is where the major difference will happen. Cloud still going in strong. Well, this comeback will be massively good. Who's that character? Is that Paquito forced out the immortality? Could have just waited. Really could have just waited. And Lord is pushing down bottom lane. They're not even giving it any chance to go near the turrets. Lance quick to use the Reggie. It's about to charge. Good defense. Didn't even let the Lord touch the turret at all. Minoan Fury. Yeah, Pagito was too aggressive there. There's been a request for a pause. That's gonna last for another 2 minutes. So Abusa is going in looking for something. Thank you, media team. So with that, both teams now are heavily defending and guarding what they can protect. It's all about mistakes from here on out. One more time. IMU 1-2 Minotaurs, Minoan Fury. Lance trying to get his hands on his blue buff. Abusa's coming in. Secured by Beatrix and Ixia instead. Minoan Fury coming out. That's gonna be the fight. Cloud's gonna be the first to go take. It's kind of hard to keep up actually, but there's a lot going on. Danny's off the map. Hayabusa is shut down. That Hayabusa kill is literally the most important kill right now that Izanagi Alphas needs, because he has been the stronghold for Outwit Esports. Vexana's getting down as well. Minato might be next to follow. Forces out the flicker. Looking to get away. He actually still got stunned by Atlas. That is it. There's no holding this. There's no holding this back. Ladies and gentlemen, GG's to